I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Umar for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast Win Cardiff. Final press conference for Rakhimov Cordina. I'm joined by Egis Klimas. A bit tired, came in last night into the UK. How are you, Egis?
I'm good. Tired, but happy.
Of course, yeah, big occasion here. Obviously, your man comes in as a world champion. How do you assess the challenger, Joe Cordina? Have you seen much of him?
Yes, of course, we know Cordina. You know, he's a good fighter. We know it's not going to be an easy fight for Shafhat. I would say like maybe 50-50 chances. Both fighters are very good, so it's going to be a very good fight.
Of course, we have seen Rakhimov against UK opposition before stopping Zell for Barrett. How would you assess Rakhimov's strengths? What are his main qualities? I
think, every fighter he's getting better, he's getting wiser, and he has a good trainer, Freddie Roach, which is they're doing a good job, and I think we're going to be improving Rakhimov every fight.
And he gets the job done this Saturday. You believe unification's on the horizon for Rakhimov?
I believe so. That's what nowadays everybody wants, to unify titles.
Egis, there's a lot going on in the heavyweight division. I haven't spoke to you actually about the collapse of Fury Usyk. I spoke to Alex Krasik multiple times about it, but how do you feel about that fight? It was supposed to be happening next Saturday at Wembley Stadium.
No, that was a fight everybody wants. All the fans, I believe the fighters won, at least Usyk for sure. I cannot talk about the Fury, but they've been so difficult in negotiations where we had to pull it out.
When you say they, would you say it was Tyson or Queensberry or both?
Look, I never spoke with Tyson. We spoke with Queensberry, but Queensberry saying, this is not Tyson what wants. This is not a Tyson, and the Tyson is saying the promoters are no good. So it's hard to say.
But anyways, that situation, we can move on from it because that's gone. However, there have been developments since, and we are hearing about Saudi Arabia in December wanting to stage a multi-fight deal. We've had people from Skills Challenge confirm that. Team Deontay Wilder have confirmed that. Eddie Hearn, who represents Anthony Joshua, has confirmed that. So from Usyk's side, I know he's got to deal with his WBA mandatory and Daniel Dubois first, but are you planning, a mega fight with Tyson Fury in December in Saudi Arabia, Egis?
First of all, we have to close this chapter with a mandatory at the WBA, but of course we're going to be looking up to bringing that unification fight in the heavyweight division. We're going to be talking, but right now it's nothing confirmed, nothing is signed, so just the talks.
Yeah, all parties, which you said, there's been no formal offer that's been sent to them, etc. But you can confirm from your side there have been talks at least.
Of course, yeah, we've been talking.
And how's it going on? The front with the WBA mandatory and Daniel Dubois. Do you think a deal will be reached with Queensberry, or do you expect it to go to purse bids?
We had some conversations. Right now, we're in probably like a 50-50 about making a deal, but it's not done. And we could be ended up at the purse bid as well. So it's hard to say right now at this stage.
How do you anticipate that fight going with Daniel Dubois? What do you make of Daniel Dubois?
Strong, very strong. But it was going to be hard for him to get in the same pace with Usyk.
He also has mandatories with the IBF in Filip Hrgović and the WBO, which is currently Zhang. If this mega fight is going to come off in December, how do we go around solving those situations with the IBF and the WBO? Is it about step-aside money potentially, Egis?
No. All the sanctioned bodies has that ruling if a unification can happen, just like exactly right now was with the WBA. WBA was, waiting for unification for the big fight. So I don't think it's any sanctioned body is going to be in hurting us.
Right. So in an ideal world, from your point of view, Usyk beats Dubois. Maybe these talks with Saudi Arabia become, contracted. You write to the relevant parties in the IBF and the WBO, and off you go into Saudi Arabia and make the undisputed.
Look, the most beautiful thing is Usyk, completely free agent. He doesn't belong to any network for promotion, for management. We're working together as a team, and we can go to any network. We can sell that fight to whatever we want to. Except, Tyson is tied up with BT and ESPN in the States. Joshua is tied up with DAZN. So, I don't know. But are we going to try to make? Yes, of course we're going to try to make that fight.
Egis, then from what you've just said, I mean, we know the money side of things with Saudi Arabia won't be an issue, but in terms of the broadcasting situations, the contracts that the fighters have, obviously you said your guy's a free agent, which is great, but the others, do you think that could be an issue in making this multi-fight deal in Saudi Arabia?
Well, if this network going to come in and then they pay money what they're supposed to pay, I don't see any issues. I don't care if Usyk is going to be on the DAZN, ESPN, or HBO come back, or Showtime. We don't care. Who is coming with the best idea, that's where we're going to be.
And lastly, before you go, the WBO mandatory just before this weekend was Joyce, but he had a big loss on the weekend against Zhang. Did you watch the fight, and what did you make of Joe's loss?
No, I didn't watch a fight because I was traveling. I had my fights in Korea, so I didn't see a fight, but I just heard about the fight, and I think Joe Jones just took very easily. He wasn't preparing for the fight because he thought it's going to be easy. That's my opinion, But
were you surprised about hearing that result?
I saw this guy always, not a bad fighter. He was hanging in the ring, but I thought Joe Jones was a better quality fighter.
Egis, appreciate your time. Enjoy Cardiff, and best of luck to Team Rakhimov this weekend. Right. Thank you, sir.
I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,